You were a Manchester United player, you were involved in some epic games with Arsenal. You remember the Battle of the Buffet, the Battle of Old Trafford.
Yes.
What are your memories of those games now? And you once said that Arsenal fans have an obsession with you. Do you still think that's the case?
Did I say that?
I think so.
It's so long ago. I think Jared was one at the time. So no, it's obviously 20 years ago, and I think in general, if I look back at my time in England, you know, coming back to England and to London, to Arsenal, and I think memories come back of my time there, and of course the two famous games, of infamous games, maybe better said, are famous in that period. But it was a 5-year spell for me, you know, coming over from PSV on a big fee, Mr. Medical, had to do my rehab for another year and eventually, you know, represent United. So many memories, and obviously when you arrive at Arsenal, then of course the games that we faced with United here and at Highbury, better said, and at Old Trafford, of course, are crossing the mind. Yeah.
And at that time, Arsenal were very much contenders and champions of England around that time, and they look like they're becoming that again. What have you made of their transformation?
Oh, yeah, of course, he had a great start, and it's 10 games into the season with 9 wins. So an amazing start for him. The way they're playing, the way Arteta's developing his team, style of play, very, very well done, I think, with a very young side. It's a very promising team, which is a joy to watch. And for us, you know, having a very young team under me as well, you know, it's a fantastic opportunity for us to come here and test ourselves.
Ruud, you talk about playing against Arsenal. You were playing in a team that was challenging for the very biggest trophies, and I guess those 2 days, part of the reason they happened like that was because the tension was so high, the consequences of winning and losing were so high. What was it like to play in those matches at that time?
Yeah, I don't know. It was exactly, you described it well. The pressure is there. Both teams know you face each other, and you're competing for the Premiership, and it's possible that it will be decided over these games. And of course, the penalty miss, where, and that's why I expect a warm welcome tomorrow. I kept them invincible because of my miss. So in that sense, I was so disappointed after that miss, and didn't react to what happened after the penalty miss because of my incredible disappointment that I didn't bring the win, the 3 points to my team and to the club. So, and of course a year later and all things that happened, you know. But in the end, 20 years later, it's great to look back, and when you meet other players, you're having a laugh about these moments. At the moment, then it was very tense, and now 20 years later, it's fantastic to look back on these moments and reflect on a great time of the Premiership in that period.
I mean, you played at the very highest level. You scored 150 goals for United, but almost it's the one that you miss that people talk about as much as anyone else.
Yeah, of course, you know. Yeah, but that's also part of it. It was such an incident and a big moment. What's happening, you know? It's so it's in everybody's minds, and of course that's why I was explaining on the question before that for me my time in England was 5 years, and I was able to win fantastic titles with United and also on a personal level. So I look back at a fantastic period working under Sir Alex for 5 years with all these fantastic players. So for me, those 2 games are very famous in the country, but for me it's nothing compared to my feeling of the 5 years.
And do you think you will get?
Hey, I'm just about to start the property.
Do you think you will get a nice reception?
I don't think so.
I mean, does that bother you, or is it?
No, it's good. This is football. I mean, when we play at PSV at our home ground and there are players who played for our rivals, and yeah, they get a nice booing as well. So it's part of the banter in football stadiums, and yeah, I'm looking forward for my team that they come here to the Emirates and face an Arsenal that are currently in an unbelievable form, and for our lads, it's an unbelievable experience, and they want to show their best, and we want to do collectively as a team. We want to show what we are capable of, and yeah, I'm sure it will be a great game tomorrow.
I mean, maybe you're not quite at the same level in terms of finance, but is there a little bit inside you that thinks it's Arsenal?
No, not personally. No, not more than any other team, I have to say. But I think for my team, this is for them, this season the biggest test that we can face. I think of any team in Europe, maybe. So it's a Champions League worthy game tomorrow, and for us a massive challenge.
Hi, Ruud, here in the back. As a former striker, how impressed are you with Gabriel Jesus and all these attacking players from Arsenal, Saka, Martinelli? Who impressed you the most?
No, I think the way Arsenal are playing under Arteta, and you saw it last year, what he developed, and with the new signings there, you could see it really taking off for him, and I'm very happy to see that for him, because I admire his playing style, his perseverance after a difficult start, and in that sense it's an example for me as a manager as well that's just started. And but I think the passing game that's in this team, and that's why players like Gabriel Jesus and Martinelli and Saka, but also Nketiah, Marquinhos, Odegaard can flourish, and that's definitely visible.
Perfect, thank you.